Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everyone. We are live now. Let me quickly share the link with those who are joining. I'm sorry, there's no light where I am. I've been battling trying to get light so that those who are joining can see my face. Let me quickly share the invite link. I'm so excited to be here today. Oh my God. Mhm. Joining, please. Yeah. Hi guys, good evening. Welcome to our live video. Sorry, we're beginning. Yeah, we're beginning exactly on time. Sorry about the delay. I was trying to get the link across to those in my DM. It's so exciting to finally have this conversation live on Facebook. I'm excited, and it's coming at a point where education in Nigeria is experiencing a lot of challenges, and it's not something we can just look and say we are ignoring. It's not my business. It's the government's business. It's ASU's business. It's this and that business. We all have a role to play if education in Nigeria is going to get better. At first, we're always thinking that the tertiary institutions that are being affected. Actually, from primary school, what's primary school? Nursery schools, primary schools, secondary schools, universities, a lot is happening because the teaching profession is something that we've commonized over the years. Even in homes where you see people say, I want to study a course in the faculty of education, and people will be like, you cannot study medicine, you couldn't study engineering, and you're going to study education. You want to be a teacher, I want a teacher, those kind of comments keep coming. And then it has so demeaned that profession. Even teachers don't get enough pay. People just do the teaching job because I just graduated, I'm done NYC, there's nothing to do. So let me just go to that private school by my street and just get myself busy till a better job find me. And this is not how it's supposed to be. So I'll be inviting my friend to join us. I think she's having issues joining the live video. Let me check why she's not here. All right. Trying to get her to join. All right, okay, she's here. Richie is here. Richie, please say hello to everybody. I cannot hear you. Please unmute your mic, please. Richie, please unmute your mic. Okay. I cannot hear you.
Yeah. Hello?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes, hello, good evening.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, good evening.
How's everything? Welcome, Victory. So we'll start immediately.
Thank you.
I'm very fine. So good to have you here. So I begin our conversations live on Facebook. So everybody, these conversations we're having, we've been having this conversation for years, which we can testify. Especially since 2018. We just see that we're talking education, we're talking the health. Exactly. So it's not paramount to bring this conversation to the online space so that we can get more people thinking different, thinking beyond the walls, being the world of Nigeria and the world of West Africa and the African continent entirely. So I've been always passionate about health, the health sector in Nigeria. I've been always passionate about education. And so that's even what sponsored my interest in applying for medicine exam, although I didn't get medicine. I'm still grateful to God I didn't get
we know the story. We know the story. We know the story.
We know the story. Exactly. So the course I'm studying right now, the course in Faculty of Life Science, and I've decided to study this course and get a specialty up to PhD level. It's such that I can both influence the health sector and education from that profession. So please just tell us about yourself, your career journey.
Well, thank you for giving me this floor. And I want to appreciate you first of all. Then my name is Iyawe Victory, and I'm a medical student of Abrasali University, Ekpoma. Well, I've been in school now for some time, and I can say that it hasn't really been going smoothly as I expected, but I'll still say that we are getting there, and we thank God. Anyway, that's why we are here after all, to talk about these things. But this is where I am now, and as we are here, I'll continue to tell you guys why I came to this career path, why I chose this career path, and why we are actually going to be discussing more about these things recently. So that's it. That's just it.
Thank you. Hello? Thank you so much, Victory. So I want you to give us, I want you to give us, so the people at the audience, I'm sorry, I can't see your comments. So sorry about that. I wish I could see, but right now I cannot see your
first time for everything now. There's a first time for everything. We'll soon get it. We'll soon get the hang of it.
But I'll find a way. Yes, I'll find a way to go offline and get to read some comments and come back. Okay. All right, so Victory, just tell us about education. Just give us a history, what you know about how the education has been. I'm sure you have a lot of stories about how education was for your parents, because that is That is
He see the story. See the story never
it.
ends. I've heard it countless times. I've heard it countless times. First of all, looking at the education we have now and what they had then, it's so clear that it was different, and it still worked for them. But I can see that they have been an improvement, but still, because of the way the country is running it, it's kind of having a disadvantage towards us. Like then, I remember then in the past, my dad used to say something about their schooling system. Then he used to talk about having this kind of class one, class two, class three, class four, and it worked for him. He's a product of all those their system. He talked about free education. He talked about schooling, then the schooling he had then. He talked about the afternoon classes he had. Then he used to say that when he was younger and he couldn't make it to his school during the mornings, he would go in the afternoon. Then he would be busy with his mom in the morning and maybe sell some things. Then in the afternoon, he would catch up. And look at it now, he's a product of that schooling system. And he's a self-made man. It worked then, but now it's different. It's different here. It's different, and it's really and the way the country is with this new system, this 3664 system that we have now. The government is not really helping issues now, and that's why most students now we are finding it difficult to follow a stable calendar. But we can see then that many of them, when they talk, the teachers then when they talk, when they say it's not our fault most times, I don't blame them, because many of them then they are products of free education, and the government have made it difficult now for us to benefit from that kind of education, and it's really affecting the students, and they cannot really set their own career path because they are struggling with completing school. They are struggling with different kind of objectives that doesn't really matter to them because of the way the system is running now. But that's what I really have to say anyways. That's what I have to say.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Uchi. All right, so my thank you so much for what you just said. Like what you just said is so profound. I can remember back then in secondary school, I heard stories of people who teacher said that from primary school to university level, they had free education. They even gave them food in school. They gave them food while in school. And I'm wondering, is it the same Nigeria that we are that these people yeah. But the truth is, although those that kind of system may not be able to come back exactly, there's still a way that education in Nigeria can get better. So quickly going to talk about the role that students can play in ensuring that education gets better. One of the reasons why education is neglected somehow in Nigeria because students also are also contributing to it. So we hear people saying things like, I'm not going to go to school again. When people are signing out, I see stuff on their shirt and they are saying things like those who are done their OND, they're like, if I do HND, make I die. If I come back for masters, make I die. I'm like, why is this person saying things like this? It's funny, but these things are happening and they are trending. I was speaking to
See, I
someone
don't blame
yesterday. I was
them.
like, some of us, by the time we are age 50, age 40, and you see your mates that you were teaching physics in 100 level, now the VC of a university, that's when it will be done on you that education is not scam.
When the
Getting
country
to your
itself
business
doesn't
or making a
value,
lot of money would have been all right. So, Vichy, you were
you
saying something.
see,
Please go ahead.
you see, when the country does not value education, and you will receive the same energy from the people, the youngsters. Where we are now, you can see the government fighting, ASU fighting over this same issue they've been fighting on over the years. Now, imagine the government is having lack of interest in improving the education sector. You don't expect a citizen, a young boy, to show interest. They don't show interest. No, I've asked someone this question. I told him, why is it that you don't want to do this? You don't want to go further. If you pass school now, what do you want to do now? He said that after he does this and that he would like to just go and work wherever he wants to go to. He does not want to further. I asked him why. He said that he does not want to spend years, or he does not want to struggle as much as he wanted to. I told him that, why are you talking like this? He said that they waste his time, that that time is too short to start struggling through school again. If this process was easy, there are lots of people this kind of talks to reduce, and people who genuinely want to read and study, they would come up, even if you don't have it, even if you didn't have it in mind before. At least knowing that it's not going to be a difficult process, it's going to be it's going to be smooth sailing, and you can afford it. You would definitely want to go through. You would definitely want to go through all your processes of the process of schooling. Definitely, I feel the government is also contributing towards this behavior to its citizens. That's what I think. That's what I think, honestly.
All right, Victory. So I can hear you clearly. So so profound. And then we're going to share a couple of things that we have been doing over the years. Okay, I will start counting our intentional career journey from
Yeah,
2018. Some of the things we started doing was, first of all, discovering the sector you really want to be invested in. So, Victor, how
the
did you
sector.
discover the sector that you want to be interested in? What fueled
And to,
your focus? How did you know that this is what exactly? Because we discovered this thing very early. I think we just left secondary school then. We've not gotten any,
yeah,
but we already knew that this is what we wanted, and we always started following people in that direction, getting to know things. And then I remember then Google was my friend. I'm always browsing, trying to get ideas. I'm always writing. I remember a very funny essay I wrote then. I've been trying to get that essay. I gave it to one of my mentors to read. Then I was just talking about my passion for education and how I was giving myself about a 10-year span to make certain things, to equip myself for certain processes. And as at that time, I didn't even know that that particular year was in line with the SDGs. It was when I gave it to one of my academic mentors and he read it, was like, Joy, have you heard of the SDGs? I was like, no. Last, I've only heard about the MDGs. I've not really read about the sustainable development goals. And then I did, MDGs ended 2015. That was between the first 15 years of the millennium, between year 2000 to year
yes,
2015. And the SDG started kicked off immediately between year 2016
I
to the year
remember.
2030. And I already having plans between that year 2018 to 2030. I was like, wow, I didn't even have I was not even aware
I,
yet that the SDGs was there. So I was like already making my plans in line with what the UN already had. So Richie, what do you have to say? How did you know that this was what you wanted to do as a career path?
okay, you know, every time, everyone has this story of when they were young, and this is what I want to be. You come back and say, this is what I want to do when I grow up. This is what I want to be, and over time it changes. Well, I had that dream. I had that dream once upon a time, but it reminds me then in 2018, something happened to me. I won't really go in detail. Something happened to me, and I said, this is something
Okay.
I can do. This is something I can do. This is something I want to do. I want to read this particular course. I want to go to this particular school. And when I go to this school, when I graduate, this is what I want to achieve. So growing up, I actually stayed there and I thought, I said, if I pick this career path, what am I going to make of myself? What am I going to do? So that is how I eventually chose this course I'm reading. I eventually how I started reading the course I'm reading. I said that when I graduate, I've already put some goals ahead of me, some long-term goals that I'm going to meet up. And eventually, I met friends along the way, people like with like minds that's me, and that I remember now. So
Yes, I remember.
exactly this is my story. This is what happened. No, people they are not settled, because I've asked a lot of people, what do you want to do? They'll tell me, I'm not sure, I don't know what to do, I don't know, I don't really know, I'm just doing this because of this, I'm just doing this because of that. Sit down and you sit down, think. Sit down and think. You will know exactly what you want to do when you reflect on yourself. That's just the hello. Are you there? Okay, it's like we lost her for a while. Hello? Okay, so I think our host has gone now. So for a while, so wait for her to come back. So as I was saying to you guys out there listening, I was talking about career this my career goal, how I decided what I wanted to study.
That's the strange. No, it's hanging. I don't know
So
why it's
you're back
hanging.
now. I was just chit-chatting with the audience.
So, oh, which we saw. Sorry, I had some issues trying to
I,
cover
I
something.
think we
My phone
lost
was
you there
hanging.
for a while.
So, yes, I think I missed a large chunk of what you're saying. So you're gonna go by it again.
Yeah.
So, okay. I heard you were talking about like-minded people.
Yes,
I could see
I
it on
said
the
I
comment
met
section. Please go
like-minded
by that
people.
again. Just
What do you say?
yeah. Yes, please go ahead.
Hello?
Just go by it again. Let me just say wait. So,
Okay,
I said just go
like-minded
back the
people.
statement you made before I went off.
Okay, yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
said. I said
So
that
how did this
when
like-minded people?
you meet them along the way, definitely they say you can only attract your kind. I say when you may set your goal that you want to do something, you will definitely meet people who are also have the same
Mm,
dream as you, who also have the same share that same idea as you.
yeah.
You will meet them, and those people will help you. They can support you, and you can even grow from them.
Mm,
They can assist you. So it's not a new thing. You will surely meet people like you. As if you see the
okay. So
world as a bad place, you will surely meet
yes,
people that also see the world. Yes?
I'll just chip in this. Another thing that will help meet like-minded people is to be vocal about what you stand for. You understand? If you are not talking, if you are not expressing that thing that is inside of you, people will know that you are like them. In conversations are going on, you're always joining the crowd to say Nigeria is never gonna get better,
Nigeria is
Africa is
never going to
gonna
get better.
rot,
Like,
and all those
mm,
kind of comments. And then the people will just like you actually be repelling people who could be good professional associates, but because of those comments and those people feeling like, they won't want people who will talk down on their passion, people who will talk down on their zeal to really contribute make meaningful contributions to humanity. So you have to really change your speech if you really want to like to attract the kind of people you want. You need to change your expression. You shouldn't always express Nigeria. Understand? We've had in the past few years, we've been able to network with people that are Nigerians, especially that are doing well in diaspora in the education sector, and it's been
yeah.
so interesting. In fact, I know a couple of people that have left the country. study further outside Nigeria, they all have this same mindset that this decadence in Nigeria does not swallow us. We can do better than this. We can contribute to, though we can be part of those that are part of the policy maker on a global scale in influencing
Yes.
decisions around the world. I think that's something that is tricky. So, Victory, I want you to say a little about how students can draft a career map. I've been making noise about this on social media platforms. A career. I'll talk about it, but you go first. Let me hear what you have to say about a career map.
Career map.
Or I should
I will
go
say,
first. Let me go first, Victory.
okay, no
All right.
problem.
Okay, let me go first. All right. So this career map, I've never heard it anyway. It just came to my mind when I was talking to someone. I was like, so like the word was going to drawing a career map. It is very key. I tell people it's good if you get to know yourself even before you go into the university. Because from the next, oh God, this is the last one. I don't say sense. There are people you meet in school that will talk you out of your passion. You understand? So if you don't know who you are already, at least to an extent, of course you can't know everything at once. You get dwindled like even a professor is saying this about this profession. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna be? What am I gonna do this about that? And the truth is the reason why many of us don't know is because we do not actually research. Understand? So you are studying physics and your
Yeah.
heart says you really want to contribute to health in Nigeria. In Nigeria it's just blank. You don't know if there's any connection between physics and contributing to the health sector. And so many of us will not even know. But if you go you go online and search. There's a course called medical physics because education and health they are very very much alike. It's a sector that evolves. We need that synergy between different professions to actually bring that beauty, to actually bring that climax, that thing, that peak we want to achieve in healthcare delivery in different parts of the world, especially in Nigeria and health sector. So if you see nations that actually have working systems in education and other sectors, they have a synergy between those that are engineers to the public health professionals to the medical doctors, even to those who do the cleaning job in these institutions. So you need to research, compare and contrast your passion with the course you are studying. Find a most of you don't know that there's a link in those courses you are studying. And then research on the possible postgraduate degrees on those areas. You understand? Research on the possible
Yes.
postgraduate degrees. I think the issue I always have with my lecturers is when you're talking about postgraduate, they're like, okay, calm down. This is finish your first degree first. Don't be distracted. And all these things are, but ah, I'm not being distracted. I'm highlighting some comments so we can see it on the screen. So I'm not actually being distracted. So don't. I'm not saying you should distract, but what they are saying to an extent is true. They don't want you to be distracted, so you don't be
Distracted.
like you're now so focused on the future and you're losing touch of what you're doing now. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't research because when you start looking at it as a dream, those that in final year are surprised. It was just like yesterday they were in 100 level. And they are final years now they are trying to think, what do I want to do? Everybody's suggesting, everybody's advising you, everybody somebody's saying this, somebody's saying that. So at an early stage, start checking what's my passion. As the lecturers who come into class, they are teaching, okay, a particular topic should drag your attention. And then I always say, find a way to bring what you're being taught into the real life space. Yes, they taught you this in school. As they are reading, find a way, think, how can I apply this in the real life space, in my local community, in Nigeria, and then how are other countries applying? This is key. We restrict ourselves to what we are doing in Nigeria. We think that everything is just racist in Nigeria. Even if you cannot see how it applies, countries are applying these things practically. And these are ways you can begin to know what path you like to follow in your career journey. So you don't just sit down wasting time and 50 years comes to meet you and you just only have your first degree. I don't think that should be anyone you have to. Please
Hello?
just show a little light on getting a career map. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So I say after you've figured out what you want to do, what you want to read, where you want to go, what to, what not, what to do. The best thing to do, I always like to use this word, meditate. Don't go into pressure. What most people do
Meditate, yeah.
after graduation is that they just go into pressure. And then after graduation, it's already too late. You should do this before. I think even during while you're in school, not when you are graduating, you
Yes.
should do that.
It's probably you
You
that
have
started.
plenty of time. Something right from time. As I said, you know now back then since 2018, we've already drawn this map. So then you should figure out what you want to do.
Yeah.
Where you know if this is where you are going, you say, tell yourself, okay, this is where I'm going. What do I want to achieve? What do I want to do when I finish reading this? How can I relate? As you said, how can I relate it to the real world? Somebody that reads, let's say, agricultural science, and they will now say, okay, when I graduate, what do I want? Most of the words I hear is farmer, farmer, farmer. Maybe at the end of the day, teacher, teaching secondary school. But come on, look, I always tell myself that agriculture is one of the most lucrative jobs if you think about it. Yes, but just that there are no funds. That's another sad issue. There are no funds. So imagine an agri student drawing out his own career map. I'm using agri student for an example, and he's drawing out his own career map. I think if we have people like that who are actually who actually come together and say, okay, let us come collectively and work towards this goal that we've drawn. I think half of our hunger issues would have been solved by now. But as I said, there are no funds, there are nothing. And something about health. You see people in technology, people in computer, they can all link it. They can all link into health. Before now, you know that now healthcare. We are looking more on. They use more of technology. You see, when people say MRI machines, when people say radio. There was a course you told me about one time. I don't know, something about relating technology and healthcare. I don't know if you remember. I'm still trying to remember that. I'm still trying to get that picture. But you mentioned something about relating technology with healthcare. That's one of the most. Yeah?
Biomedical engineering, I think. Biomedical engineering, I think so.
Biomedical engineering related to health, where you see that you can help. Doctors can work faster with this. It's not only doctors that work in healthcare now. It's not only doctors that work in hospitals. There are other technologies that work there. They work there. Same goes to even teaching. Lots of them. So when you draw your camera, think of how to apply them in real life. You don't just sit down and say, let me just get this certificate and just maybe do something. At the end of the day, maybe open some kind of POS machine. You can actually work with it. And something about a secondary degree. I've seen something like this before. When I say this is what I would like to do in the future, they'll be like, you sit down there, focus on your first degree, and you're a woman, you think you have time for this. Those are really discouraging. You will meet people, and you will meet people who will even kill your dreams for you. The first things first. In Nigeria, second things second. It's like you want to grow. You don't know the kind of country you are in. The country has problem, but if we're really optimistic, we are the ones that will save this country. And if we don't save it, nobody is coming from abroad to come and save this country for us. The Western world is not coming to save this country for us. It's us that have to put our minds together collectively to save this country. So that's what I have to say.
Yeah, thank you so much, Victory. Drawing the career map is key. Draw it up to PhD level. Even if you're not looking at, but maybe you're looking at the age. Even if you're not going to get to that any soon, at least you should have people in your circle who have it. You understand? So if you just really lock out of knowledge and like, I don't need this thing. And it really bothers my heart. There's this trend. Most graduates, as they graduate, they go into selling perfume, selling clothes. I'm not saying it's bad. It's key. What we expect to teach our children is food. But since we are hearing the stories we are hearing now, they are not nice stories. We're hearing people who are pedophiles teaching children. Are you serious? Like, you know, they don't check the truth. What is the child protection policy saying? What is the education policy saying? Is there no standard to check for people who become teachers? If before somebody does it, before a doctor is licensed to carry out surgery, there are procedures for it. So why will someone just get into the teaching profession because he feels he has it? a BSc degree. And we feel these things should not be given attention to. If you really want to be a voice in this sector, you have to read. You have to go to
Yes.
school.
You have to. You have to do the actual work.
It's not your first. Yes, and build influence around the education sector. That's one of the reasons we're doing this thing right now. So you have already been saying things around this thing before time. We need people bringing more solutions to the table. So it's okay. And there's this question I just highlighted that Olusegun Olubenga Adeleke is asking. It says, how does someone with multiple passions find their own path, especially if all these passions don't have a cause that ties them together? I used to have this problem before. One of the things I encourage people to do is find the particular one that you are really, really passionate about. And then the other ones could be a pointer for you to network with people in those areas. I don't know, Shegun Adeleke, if you are listening to us, please wait, I want to see your comment. Yes, find a connection with people who are in those areas. There are many things I have passion for that I have to like let them calm down first. This is the main for the next day. Let's get this sorted over time. And of course, as I'm going on that journey, I network with people who are good in those areas. Like I've always had passion to see healthcare improve through higher technological applications here in Nigeria. And I'm not so passionate about tech, but tech is important. The world is going global. So the world is going digital. So what I do most of the time, I just network with people who are there. So if you have multiple passions and you cannot really do many things at the same time, find one thing you're really good at and network with people that are in those areas. So Victory is offline now. Victory is offline. Oh. I really wanted to say yeah. So we're going to move on. Then we're speaking next. We're talking about how to bring requisite attention to education as a sector. Now, how do we bring the requisite attention to education as a sector? First of all, we need more people that we speak. Yes, we need people speaking like we're doing right now. We need people speaking. We need students. Okay, we need students speaking. We need lecturers speaking. It's not everybody that is bad. There are people who are actually standing for what is right. So we need those people amplifying their voices. We need those people amplifying their voices. We also need people to study more. There are a lot of Nigerians that are in diaspora that are actually really, really equipped to make things work better. But many of them don't want to come back. Many of them do not just want to come back. They're like, this Nigeria is not for me and all those kind of things. And it's not really going to help if we keep drawing back. I'm not saying this to demean anybody. I'm saying this so those of you who are here right now, you don't repeat the same thing. Understand? As long as God grants you it, man, do whatever you can to to improve the system we have here. Let me get Vichy to join us back. Let me get Vichy to join us.
All right, I'm back.
Okay,
Network
Vichy.
issues. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. I'm back now.
Let's continue. So
Yeah.
I was talking about how we yes, please continue. How you feel that education can be given more attention
Hello.
to bring more attention to education in
Yeah. Can you come again?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. I said, what do you think can be
Yeah, I'm
done to bring more attention to education in Nigeria?
more attention.
Yes.
Well, first of all,
So I was speaking.
hello. Hello.
I can
Yeah,
hear you. Please go ahead.
attention to education in
I can hear you. Please go
Nigeria.
ahead.
Yeah. You said what can be done to bring more attention to education in Nigeria? Well, let's start from the top. First of all, we have to, I would say, put right people in position of power. Let me take it like that. From government down to the citizens.
Yes.
We have to put right people in the right position of power. Take a look at our education minister. That kind of person is, I don't know if you saw him and that meeting they had with the student union, the president, student association of students president, what they call this guy, and he walked out on them the other time. So that kind of person who doesn't really care about education being there is one big problem for us. And see that and seeing how they don't really care about the average Nigerian, it's even a bigger problem, because you don't expect people who don't care about education to to pay attention to the education system, to pay attention to education and how it's actually run in the country. And if that happens, people, the students, the young people themselves won't even give education any attention. Second thing I believe it needs, it's funding. If we have right people, in position of power, and they fund the education sector how it needs to be funded, it's going to make education more accessible, easy, and people and allow people to pay more attention to the education. And three, if they can stop these strikes and disruption of academic calendar, more people interested in school. People won't be scared. People won't be nonchalant about it. They will actually give education a chance, because most of the things I'm seeing nowadays, the students are getting tired. They are getting tired of school. They're getting tired. I spoke to one of my classmates the other day, and he was like, he's tired. This is someone that wants to go to school that is barely able to get by. And with all this that is going on with the strike and everything, they lose interest over time. And even those who don't even have interest, it's going to just die down completely. Because if we had a stable environment, a sustainable environment for education, you see people who don't even want to go to school, once they even set their mind to it, you say, okay, let me go through it. And this process is smooth for them. This process is easy. It's not stressful, and they can afford it. They would go to school.
Like you're saying, I feel also the social media has a lot of input it can make in bringing attention to it. Like, we don't find many people talking about this, because we focus more on talking about the problem. The problem is already staring us at the face. We already know we have a lot of problems, but we need more people bringing practical solutions to the table. I was talking to someone, I was like, this consistent ASU strike over the last decade, it's not something so difficult that the government cannot solve. If only they can really sit down. Yes, because this is a problem that built up over the years. It's not just that one. It's over the years that the problem.
Over the years.
Nothing stopped the legislative arm of the government to bring a plan that's going to spread between, let's say, 5 to 8 years, if Nigeria can really slow, or 3 to 5 years, on how they can actually fix these issues that ASU are bringing to play. Because the money ASU is calling justice on the high side, but it's not something that cannot be done. Understand? So that education gets this attention that's engrafted in the constitution, that no matter the government that comes to power, this is something that has been started that must be done. Just the same way civil servants always get their salary, no matter like APC or PDC or whoever is in power.
Yes.
Their salary is paid. So education gets this prior attention, such that no matter the political party in power, there's this specific thing that comes to, the specific attention that comes to education. Because the uneducated populace is what is bringing most of the problem we have right now. Most of the people that are into internet fraud are not aware that there are other legal ways to make money on the internet other than scamming people of their money. Many of them are not aware. Some people scamming people of the money are going to the diabolical stuff. There are many other things that can be done. We're going to be rounding up. I just want to highlight that we've gone through almost everything that we planned talking about. So, Victor, I just want you to give us your final word on encouraging education out there, what they can do towards improving education.
Well, towards the education and people out there, to our audiences, I would say that they should hold on. They should continue. They should still be positive, because it's obvious that the education system we're in right now is not encouraging. It's not encouraging at all. So I would say even as this time, we should use this period to our advantage. We were talking about career maps. We were talking about having your deciding your pathway as a student. This is the time you use. This is the time now, not when you graduate, not when you are looking for a job. It's now. Use this time to grow yourself. Read books, research, go online. You will definitely find something to do. You will definitely find yourself. So that's my advice to the audiences out there.
All right. So this question,
Wait, there's a
I just
question here.
remember.
I'm seeing that.
How can I answer this question? Is it a
Well,
necessity
okay.
for everyone to actually go to school? I mean, a tertiary institution, that teachers training institute, polytechnics, university, a college degree like they call it in foreign nations. So is it compulsory? I want you to speak your thoughts. Just speak what is in your mind. So I'm going to speak what is in my mind on
No,
this.
let me see. Let me speak what's in my mind. Let me speak what's in my mind. This question. No, there's something that one of my very good friends used to say. He used to say it's better to, how did he go? He say it's better to have a certificate and not need it than to need a certificate and not have it. That's how he says it.
Have it.
So yes, you see, you must go to school.
Yeah.
All of even they said Bill Gates and all those big men, they were dropouts. But if you look at it, they went to some kind of school.
Yeah.
Aliko
Yeah.
Dangote, they went to business schools. You must go to school.
And
It's
let me
inevitable.
keep it. And that business school, like I heard about Harvard Business School, it's even better you do it when you accumulated experience over time. Like you have been,
Yeah.
because the business is more CEOs and billionaires just bringing knowledge together, and they are piling
Yes.
up this knowledge and
Yes.
adding their knowledge bank in the school.
Yes.
So
You
school is
know,
important. So continue.
it's one thing when somebody does something. Let's say if he's a shoemaker, if he's a shoemaker,
Yeah.
it's one thing if a normal shoemaker does something, but it's another thing when an educated shoemaker does something. He applies his knowledge he has gained. He applies all form of information he has gained. You see, when they do it, it tends to be better than the locals or the how do they say the uneducated person does it. So I would say going to school is really important. And if you have the opportunity to go to a tertiary institution, I feel you should
Yeah.
take advantage of it, because somehow, as I said, it's better to have it than not need it, than to need it and not have it. You don't know where it can
Of
get you,
course.
so it can help you in the future.
So in addition to what Vicky said, so yeah, I'm more of an advocate for at least have a degree. It is key. And also, I always say, don't just do the degree religiously, like, I just want to have it. I just want to have it. I've seen a lot of people like that. I just want to have it. I just want to have it. And there's no commitment, discipline. Because the
Yes.
real education, that discipline to sit 2 weeks straight, you're reading. We know that we study like that if not for the exam. You are keeping abreast with the culture of researching, you are reading textbooks, you are jotting. Most of the content I write, I actually learned it from when I was preparing for my external exam, where I started reading full textbook, SS1, SS3, back to back. I'm reading it, I'm reading past questions, I'm predicting the possible questions that could come up. These were the way I was able to strengthen my ability for critical thinking and also developing meaningful content. So school is key. Don't just go to school religiously. Go to the school well. When topics are brought to class, do your research. Think like someone
Yes.
who wants to contribute knowledge. You understand? That discipline is what is actually key when you leave that school system. So when you have the opportunity to go to school, please go to school. It
Go to
is key.
school.
And don't always think short term. I beg in the name of God. See beyond 2022, 2023, 2025. See beyond this decade. Start see 2040, 2035, 2050. The possibilities. There are nations that have long term plans. You can go and read their plans and imagine what we should be thinking here. You understand? I tell people very soon, if people are complaining that the ones giving issues, they will do their own and leave the earth for you. So you too, you want to pass another problem to the next generation. No, of course we don't want to do that. So we must do our best to see that things get better in our own time. There's another question coming. So Nosa is saying lecturers could actually be in a good position to encourage students to further their education. In fact, I don't think they need to tell them to further help them, that students understand what they are doing right from undergraduate. This would help them make an informed decision about their life.
Yeah,
Yes, lectures
that's
should
true.
be Yeah.
to encourage them.
Fine.
My sister said something one time. She came from class one day and she told them that their lecturer encouraged them to get out of the country. He had told them that the country was useless and they should all run. And she was sad and she said, why
Yeah.
would the lecturer tell this to us? This is someone you're supposed to be telling us that we should help him or we should all come together and build this country. He's telling them to run away.
Yeah.
Lecturers are supposed to actually help students. They're supposed to encourage them. So I like what this person said because it's actually true. You can't be a teacher and you discourage your student now. That's not nice. That's not good. That's not a good thing. And we all come and say we pray that this country get better, but it starts with the students that you are discouraging. That's what I have to say.
Of course, and I'm not shipping this. Things will not always be like this. You understand? Some
It
of
will
you
not.
have no idea. Some of you are very, very sincere, honest people. I would not want a situation to be like, okay, let me say, I'll just give you a scenario. Your name is Japheth. Hey, Japheth, there's this position. I really want you to be there. You are such an honest person. You've been working with me for the past 10 years. I want you to occupy this position. But you're not learned. This is the academic requirement. You don't have it. And you'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, the first school can. It will be sad if you can't do it. So please, whatever you do to equip yourself for the future, please do it. These men that are the leaders now currently, that our parents mates, understand? I used to just think back and I'd be like, these men actually saw the future and they went to school. They got scholarship to do their masters abroad, do their things abroad. And today they are the ones at the helm of affairs and sometimes the decisions they make don't favor us. But
Yeah.
are you are you equipped enough with the know-how and the qualifications to occupy that position they could occupy? They have influence both home and abroad. You can't just kick them out. They are still the ones who know how to do things there. You have the good heart, you have the ideas that could make things work better, but you're not equipped to occupy those positions. And so it may not really come to you most of the time. So that's why it is key. Let's get our facts right. See, the key, we are getting discouraged as a Nigerian student. This is what I do, and this is what I encourage you to do. See beyond the next 10 years. See beyond the next 5 years. When your own classmate is not the Minister of Education, it looks surprising to you. I'm telling you now, so you will not be surprised. And then you found out you trace this person's career history, you discover the person actually got other foreign degrees and also got other, upskilling, person got some other knowledge, some other exposure,
Yes.
push forward for some networking, and now the person is where he is. So let's not just do that. So really need to round up. This last question by by Olusegun Adeleke says, how about having second degree? Is it also important as well? It is important, yes. When you get it's not about the degree, not it's the knowledge you get. I have
Yes,
associates that are
exactly.
currently doing their master in Europe. See, the thing these guys know, you don't know it. I'm telling you, they know things you do not know. Asking whether getting a second degree is important. Asking whether getting knowledge is important. Let's not use the quack nature in Nigeria to determine to view education. Getting a second degree, should I get
Exactly.
extra knowledge? That's what you're saying. Please do. If you can't get it, please get it. Don't let the Nigerian scope limit you. And very soon, the policies in Nigeria, in the Nigerian education is going to improve. It is certainly going to improve because God has placed people like us in this nation. And so things are going to certainly improve. And we are optimistic about the future. And we're expecting more better ideas and structures to come in place because if we're able to make these things work, there are many Nigerians in diaspora that are ready to show in the towards, they're ready to help, they're ready to help us to get things get better. So getting a second degree is good. If you can get it, it's important. If you can get it, you get the opportunity. Don't erase it. It is very important. Like asking whether I can get extra knowledge. So one last thing, somebody is saying, okay, Tori is saying Olusegun Olugenda Adeleke before now I used to say it wasn't really necessary, but now the way the government has structured the employment plan is necessary so you can consider a professional in your field. But I was saying yes, that's not supposed to be so because anyone can burn candles to get the qualification, yet lacks some. Yes, what Tori is saying is key. But you say anyone can burn the candle. We are still looking at this thing from our Nigerian perspective. Have you seen foreign curriculums on postgraduate programs? It's not as easy as you're saying. It is actually very, very practical. And the way people see things, we see things in Africa is quite different from the way people in the foreign nations, especially Europe, especially see things is quite different. So it's key. It's key you can get further qualification, please get it. Don't look at the Nigerian government. Think global. Think global. See yourself in a point where you can begin to influence Nigeria or getting influence in foreign countries. So if you can be really key players in these foreign nations so that your voice cannot be ignored in Nigeria. It's key. So please defend, especially those in the education sector, how do we get the best out of this sphere? Especially we young teachers. So Peace is a teacher. My sister, hi Peace. Because one of my friends said her TP supervisor was like, "What do you know that you want to teach me?" That was actually so. See, if I'm using this medium to speak to lecturers, those who are in positions of influence over students, please, please don't discourage the next generation. Please, if you don't want your grandchildren to be put under the wrong leaders, please do not discourage the younger generation. Do your best to encourage them. Don't talk down on them. Yes, we don't know much, but we still need your help. We need your help. We need that encouragement. There's something like when your lecturer believes in you, when your lecturer can see that the future is in you, can see that you're actually taking the baton from them and you're going to improve things. So I'm using this medium to speak to them. Please, 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 please do not discourage us. Please encourage us, pray for us, correct us, and we trust God that we're going to do our best. Richie, do you have any other thing to say for us?
I believe you said it all. You said it all, and
Yeah.
especially with the fact about, especially the part where you said lecturers should encourage students. That is another and that's another important aspect. You know,
Yeah.
it's children grow by watching their elder ones. Most times they grow by watching their elder ones, and once
Yeah.
you see your parents
Mm.
or your someone you look up to saying these things, it kills the moral of the
Mm.
child. Sometimes it can even kill the dreams of the child. So I would, you said it all, you said everything, but I want to still pinpoint that fact that people out there, mature people out there, should encourage the young ones. They should not say negative things. I've met a lot of lecturers that insult students, that talk negatively to them. They
Yeah.
should not do that. These are leaders of tomorrow. They learn by watching you. They learn by watching you. So if you're a lecturer out there, know that you're handling the leaders, at least the
Yes.
leaders of tomorrow. You're handling people who will not be where they are. They will grow. We will grow. We will become
Yeah.
in your. We will become you. We'll be your age one day, and everything we learn. We learn from our older ones. So that's what I just want to say.
Of course. Thank you so much, Victory. Thank you. Thank you, everybody that came to this last session. Thank you, Victory. I'm really, really, really grateful. Everyone that joined us. Peace, Tori Gedam, Olusegun, Adeleke, Nusa Osawe, my learned colleague. I celebrate you. I'm trying to see other comments. I think Victory of them is here. Thank you so much, Precious, Barbie, my senior colleague. It was my senior secondary school. Omoheb, Jennifer, Kimele, Raj. This person, I don't know where it's going to came from. Just came to job is very funny for me. But it's fine. I'll take up the comment later. Yeah, now this is happening on social media. It's so funny. So, which I'm seeing your comment. Charity Jekele Obami, Ogbefun Elijah, Good Head Tangoa, he said he was Ben is off me. Every other person, if I didn't mention the name, please forgive me. I celebrate you all. Thank you so much for joining us. This means a lot.
Thank
Please leave
you.
here with a positive mindset. See beyond the next 5 years. See beyond the current year. See beyond where Nigeria is. Think globally. Things are not always going to be like this.
Yes.
And we look forward to having these conversations here on Facebook and other social media platforms. Thank you so much. You can drop your
Okay.
lessons
Thank you
now.
so
We are gonna
much.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Mm. Thank you. So how did you see it?